Are you shedding, thinning, balding, losing hair, lost hair? This live is for you because there's 2 secrets to fixing it. Like, life don't have to be this complicated. It doesn't have to be this hard. So I do all these consultations with everyone, with a lot of women and men who are experiencing hair loss, like they losing hair or they lost hair. And really, like, once I give the solutions and they implement it into their life and they're like, what the heck have I been doing all this time? Like, why was this so easy? It could be easy for you too. It does not have to be complicated. It doesn't have to be this hard, right? If you're losing hair, if you are shedding, if in your spirit you feel, dang, is this much hair supposed to be coming out? Or if you know my hair is not as thick as it used to be, like if that is in your mind, if that is a thought in your mind or has ever been a thought in your mind, or you know daggone well you keep patching up all this hair that's gone, but you haven't either looked for a solution, you may have tried some solutions and they didn't work. Either way, this is the solution right here. And I'm gonna tell you why. If nothing else, I have over 11 products that are effective, that help. But these 2 right here, I'm gonna tell you why these 2 are the most important. If you shedding, if you're thinning, even if you just got 1 or both of these out of the 11, 12, 13 products that I have or systems that I have. The 2 that I'm gonna say, like a lot of people say, oh, I'm struggling with this. Where should I start? I'm always gonna recommend these 2. Why? Because these 2 have the most organic herbal DHT inhibitors in them. So follow me because I'm gonna tell you why you're shedding, why you're thinning, why your hair is bald. Okay. Now, obviously, welcome in everybody. I'm Abra McField, Hair Growth Capital of the World CEO. Okay. So I'm an American Medical Certified Trichologist. If you are not already following AK Hair Growth, that's where you want to be. AK Hair Growth is a partner here too. AK Hair Growth is where we talk about all things hair. Now, if you've been with me for a long time, we've made some transitions. So now this page is Abra McField. This is my page now, the Hair Growth Capital World CEO. And I can say that because I've helped thousands of women and men grow their hair longer than it's ever been before, or grow their hair back. I can say that. Nobody else can say that. Okay. And now I teach hair professionals all over the world how to do the same. All right. So you're here now, but you want to follow AK Hair Growth if you having any type of hair issues, because hair is only a manifestation of what's going on inside of you. All right. So if something is not right, something is out of alignment, whether it's your nutrition, what you're putting in your mouth, whether it's your sleep, whether it's your stress. Some of you guys are stressing about things y'all ain't got no business stressing about. No business stressing about. Y'all are stressing over stuff that you can't even control. Now, we're not even going to dive deep into that today, but what I will say is there's a lot of things you can't control, right? There's a lot of things that you can't change, that you literally just can't change. So if you can't change the actual situation, you're going to have to learn how to change the definition of it. Okay, those are your only 2 options. Those are the only ways that are initially out of stress, viewing things differently. Okay, but nutrition, some of us are eating so much junk or so addicted to food, it's sick. Some of us are eating and we don't even be hungry. So not only do you have an overeating issue, not only are you choosing the wrong foods, but that you're putting foods into your body, the wrong foods into your body, even when your body doesn't want it, right? That's because we're emotionally tied to food. And we feel good because it's a drug when we indulge, right? We're not going to dive into those topics today. But if you are just joining me, if you are new, that is the base of who I am. Health, holistic health is the connection to your hair, all right? So I've been on the outside surface for a really long time, right? And then I started to dive deeper internally because I started to see things years ago that, ooh, what's going on here? It's an internal issue here. It's something going on inside of you. And so I've been on this whole venture of trying to figure out what is it going on inside of your body that is causing your hair and your scalp to do that, right? And I can always pinpoint something, right? So, but one of the biggest issues that we have is a genetic issue, DHT inhibitors, right? This is why these two are the most important things that you can do for your hair routine. Supplements and a shampoo. This is my growth support growth support shampoo gentle cleanser. It has 11 organic DHT inhibitors in there. Green tea extract, slippery elm inner bark, saw palmetto berry extract, things like that, even pumpkin seeds. And then our supplements have 8 organic DHT inhibitors in them. So if you are losing hair, if you have lost hair, I'm always going to recommend these 2 items. Number 1, all right, an oil is not going to fix your problem. Please, if you are on here and you are struggling with some hair loss, some shedding, some thinning, some balding, and you feel hope in just an oil, that is not going to help you, all right? So what DHT is let's talk about that really quick. DHT is our own body's sensitivity to a hormone called testosterone. We all have testosterone, okay? So if your body is present with DHT, and again, DHT can be genetics, but just because it's genetics is really a gun pointed at you, right? But in order to have an effect on you, you have to pull the trigger. So you pull the trigger with your lifestyle choices that you make, all right? So DHT can be genetic, but it can also come from food. It can also come from lack of sleep. It can also come from stress. Like all of these things can single-handedly have your hair all in the sink, all on the floor, all in the brush, all in the comb, all right? So we all have testosterone. So really what DHT is short for dehydrotestosterone. It's our own body sensitivity to a hormone called testosterone. So when the body senses testosterone, which is a hormone, and hair growth is hugely tied to hormones, it says, block it, right? So what it'll do is your follicles need blood, your follicles need energy, your follicles need nutrients, your follicles needs vitamins. It needs all of those things in order to thrive, all right? So if your follicle is blocked, you will not get the blood that it needs. You will not get the energy that it needs. You will not get the oxygen that it needs. You will not get nutrients or minerals or vitamins that it needs. When you don't get any of those things, if you don't get oxygen alone, your hair is going to fall out. Just like if you don't get oxygen to breathe, you won't be here. Okay, your hair needs oxygen too. So just the oxygen alone, you're going to lose hair. So if the DHT is blocking the follicle, you're not going to be able to grow in any kind of hair. You're not going to be able to hold on. You're not going to be able to stop your shedding. You're not going to be able to thicken your hair. None of those things are going to happen if you have blockages. Nothing, okay? You have no activity. So what you need to do is consume products. Now, lifestyle is a thing too, but these single-handedly is going to solve the issue. Now, the key is sustaining it. That's the key when it comes to the lifestyle. So even if your lifestyle is not the best, these still are going to help you. But what I want to teach you is not to be codependent on my products. Now, of course, I would love your money, right? But I love for you more to empower yourself to be able to get to where it is that you want to be and sustain that over your lifetime, okay? I don't want you to necessarily have to depend on these. I want you to always know these are here and it's going to have your back, and it's all natural. There's no harsh ingredients in them and none of my products anywhere, okay? We do have one product that has 5% pharmaceutical for more aggressive hair loss. We have only one product because sometimes if it's really, really aggressive, you just ignored your hair for a very long period of time and you're bald, or you try to do everything and you just gave up and you've been 10 years, 15 years without hair. Sometimes we need that aggressiveness to get some action going. Other than that, all natural, okay? So you need organic DHT inhibitors to ignite and remove the blockages and ignite some cellular activity in the follicle. If you want to thicken your hair, if you want to reduce or eliminate your shedding. And I'm talking about if you're shedding hair, especially if you feel like, okay, I don't think I'm supposed to be losing this much hair. This is going to single-handedly, just even the supplements, going to abruptly reverse it. abruptly. Like, stop it. And you're not going to find anything like it. You're not going to find, the hair, skin, and nail vitamins is not going to work for you. All right. It's not going to do the job. All right. It has vitamins. It has minerals. Those are good. Those will improve the quality of the nutrients in the blood that's going to the follicle. But if the follicle is blocked, it's not going to help you. All right. This is really what I want to get you guys to understand, because this is not common knowledge. If you're here right now, you're getting sacred wisdom in this arena. This is not common knowledge. A lot of hair professionals are not going to talk about this because they don't know this. All right. A lot of people who are making products aren't even hair professionals. They're not trichologists. They're not in chemistry. They're not in dermatology. They're not in any type of field, but they're making a product. So they have no idea what it takes for you to grow your hair back, or for you to grow your hair longer than it's been before. Like, you keep getting to this length and then it keeps stopping. Or to stop your shedding, or to help you thicken up your hair. They don't know. Furthermore, if they did know, they're not going to spend the money to put all of these organic DHT inhibitors in the products. They're not going to do it. It costs too much money. But when you're obsessed with results, like myself, you're going to spend the money. Okay, they much rather have a bigger profit margin than for you to get results, which is mind blowing, because if you got results, you're going to continue to use it, right? Right? So don't get that logic. But I want you to have some type of results. And this is not rocket science. It's just science. And it's just science that a lot of people don't know. So this has 11, surprisingly, the shampoo has 11 organic DHT inhibitors. The supplements have 8. Now, the supplements can have 8 organic DHT inhibitors because it also has marine growth complex. So marine growth complex single-handedly, you have something under your scalp, under your follicle, called the bulge. Not bulb, not B-U-L-B, B-U-L-D-G-E, bulge. It's a sac. It's a sac that has cells in them. These cells are responsible for regulating how fast or slow your hair grows. Some of those cells for us are dead. Thank you so much, whoever bought a Antoinette.Abrams. Thank you so much. I don't even know what that means, but it looks nice. So I don't know. I'm gonna look into it. But you have a sac underneath your follicle, and it has cells in it. For a lot of us, those cells are dead, damaged, broke, lazy, tired. They don't want to go to work, just like you don't want to go to work. Right? So what are you doing to help rejuvenate those cells? You're not fasting. Fasting can single-handedly do it, but you're not doing that. And most of y'all not willing to do it. If you're willing to do it, I talk about that. I have a hair growth guy and wellness guy, hair growth and wellness guy. I talk about fasting. I talk about fasting in my subscription. If you're not a part of my subscription, I would highly recommend you joining. What's up, Grow with Dimanda, certified technician out of Houston. If you don't know, I teach hair professionals all over the world how to help you grow your hair. So they are there as a resource. All you got to do is DM us and you get a link to find a technician in your area. Okay. So you guys have to, it's a bulge. So this bulge regulates how fast your hair grows. So your lifestyle is not regulating those cells. So what's going to do it? Marine growth complex in my supplements. You guys got to understand, this is not, you're not going to be able to find this anywhere. All right. So it has the vitamins and the minerals. It has the organic DHT inhibitors that remove blockages, single-handedly remove what's blocking your hair from growing, what's blocking you from retaining your hair instead of losing it. The key to hair growth, the key to thickness is for you to not lose it. If you having clumps of hair and it just seems like a lot of hair is coming out, you're losing hair. You're not going to be able to get to where you are. And if you already where you are, you're not going to be there long. Where you want to be, you're not going to be there long. Not if you're losing that much hair. All right. All of us get to a point where we say, dang, our hair don't seem like it's as thick as it used to be. Or dang, my hair seems like it gets right here and then it stops. That's because you're losing too much hair. All right. So Marine growth complex single-handedly helps your body create new revitalized cells. It sends energy up to that bulge, up to that sac that's underneath your follicle, and it lights it on fire. What's up, mine girl? you are part of my subscription family. I know that face. I saw somebody else that was part of my subscription family too. Who's that? Because I always recognize that bun. I don't know where she is. But yes, you guys, I do have a subscription. So I looked those vitamins today. I took those vitamins today. All that hair you got, prime example, Grow with Amanda got a ton of hair. Hair is longer and thicker than it's ever been. I'm shocked. I am shocked. But anyway, so yes, so it's going to help revitalize those cells that are underneath that follicle. That's going to single-handedly regulate how fast your hair grows. You're not going to find that in nobody. You're not going to find it anywhere. I'm telling you. I am telling you right now. You're not going to find it anywhere. So if you are struggling with losing hair right now, shedding, thinning, balding, if you don't get anything else, you need these supplements. Comment supplements in the chat. These are going to help you. Now, if you're shedding a lot of hair, you're going to notice that you're not losing as much hair very fast. It's going to be the first thing that you notice. Now, if you pair it with this shampoo, the shampoo alone, and this is why I feel like you need both, because you need you need a multi-therapeutic approach, okay? You need something to help you internally, and you need something to help you externally. Now, if you have a condition, I have conditioners, right? But I'm not going to get on here and try to sell you everything, all right? I'm trying to give you the basic 2 items that you need to create change and transformation in how your hair and your scalp functions. 2 basic ones, but the most powerful ones. All right, something for your externally and something for you internally. All right, so it has all the vitamins and minerals. It has the DHT inhibitors that's going to remove the blockages to allow more activity into the follicle, and it's going to revitalize the cells that are already there kind of supporting you, right? And a lot of us need more nurturing, natural nurturing, which comes from our sebum production. A lot of us have very low functioning sebaceous glands, so we're not producing enough sebum. This is going to help you do that as well. All right, so it's going to help nurture your scalp and your hair like it's never have before, like your scalp and hair has never gotten before. All right, so it just helps your body create that. The omega fatty acids in them help your body create that. How long do you recommend to take the supplements? Great question. So we got a 30-day and we have a 90-day. Now, I'm always going to tell you, you always want to go for the 90-day. This is why. Because you get 3 30 days, so 90 days, but paying for 30-day bottles separately for the price of 2 in the 90-day. You get a whole 30-day supply for free when you get the 90 days. So I'm always going to recommend you getting the 90-day supplements for sure, because it's just a better value, right? So the supplements require you to take 1 in the morning, 1 in the evening. Why? Because a lot of people ask, can I just do two at one time? You don't need that much support at one time. What you want is you want to keep your hair growth momentum going for a long period of time. You want to start here because this is where you are, low functioning, if you're not where you want to be. And then you want to keep working your way up like this, right? So if you do just 1 in the morning, you're going to do this. You're going to start here. This is you, right? You take 1 in the morning, you're going to jump here, right? If you don't take 1 at night, you're going to come here. You won't go back to where you were, but the momentum does drop. So if you go and you take 1 the next morning, you're going to go here. If you don't take 1 at night, you're going to come here. What you want is to go here in the morning, here at night. Here in the morning, here at night. Here in the morning, here at night. That's why it's important to take it in the morning and 1 in the evening. So you're getting a 24-hour support. Right now, it just depends on the situation. Like, how long do you take them for? I have a 30-day, I have a 90-day, depending on where your issue is. You can comment supplement, and then the link will automatically be sent to you to the supplements. It depends on where your issue is. If you're bald anywhere or everywhere, you're gonna have to be on the supplements for a year. This is why I say this, because if you're bald, that means you don't have any activity happening, right? And I also recommend the shampoo if you bald too. You definitely need internal and external support. So if you are bald, that means you have no activity. If you bald on your edges, if you bald in the back, if you bald in the crown. Now, even if you feeling thin, if it's evident that your hair is much more thin at the top than it is everywhere else, you're going bald, okay? You have follicles that are not active. And we got, in order to create any kind of change, we got to bring the truth to the surface, because a lot of us don't want to face it, all right? But when you face it, you're more open to the solutions, right? So if you're bald here, if you're bald here, if you're bald everywhere, you're definitely going to have to take the supplements, and I'm going to recommend the shampoo too. If you can do a bigger system, great. But if finance is not looking right, pocket's not looking right, I understand. Get these two. They're going to help you as well, all right? So if you don't have any cellular activity happening, the first thing that's going to happen is these products with the organic DHT 8 and 11 are going to remove the DHT that's blocking your hair from growing. That's the first activity that happens when you start to get on these, okay? Then now the follicle is allowing blood, energy, oxygen, nutrients, vitamins, minerals. Now the follicle is getting what it needs. So now it's starting to create cellular activity in the follicle. But guess what? There's no hair strand yet. The cells are forming. They're dividing rapidly. The amino acids are building, because the first focus is to build a hair strand. You got to think, you don't have a hair strand. If you're bald, you don't have a hair strand at all in your follicle. Nothing. Nada. Zero. Empty. So it first has to form a hair strand first. That's the first line of duty when you start to use the shampoo, the Growth Support Gentle Cleanser, and the Advanced Growth supplements. It has to start some cellular activity, then it has to form a hair strand. So when it forms a hair strand, guess what? We're not done. We're not done. This is a result of you neglecting and abandoning and ignoring your real hair issues that at some point you needed to face, but maybe you didn't have the solutions. Maybe you had no hope. Whatever the case may be, you just depended on temporary fixes. No judgment here, all right? Because it's never too late. So it has to build a hair strand. Now the hair strand has to grow underneath the scalp. Do you know that there is space that your hair has to grow underneath the scalp before it can actually penetrate the scalp? So for some people that could be a half an inch, for some people that could be a fourth of an inch, for some people that could be 3/4 of an inch. It really just kind of depends. Let's just say it's a half an inch, right? So if your hair grows a 1/4 of an inch per month, let's just say a fourth of an inch per month. The average is a 1/4 of an inch to a half an inch, right? But let's just say a 1/4 of an inch per month. If your hair is starting to be active and grow a 1/4 of an inch per month, even though you're bald, right? Once you start the supplements, once you start the shampoo, the Growth Support shampoo, it's going to take 30 days, a month, to grow a 1/4 of an inch. Let's say underneath your scalp is a half an inch. So it's going to take 2 months for activity, a hair strand to be formed, and the hair to grow underneath the scalp first before it penetrates the scalp. And this is really what I wanted to get you all. I need you to listen to this, because I don't want you to ever be discouraged if you're a bald and you start to get on our products. I've had to walk quite a few people through this, and it was like, thank you, because they weren't aware. They didn't know what that process looked like. Hair growth does not happen overnight. Sorry to bust your bubble. Sorry to disappoint you, but I'm not sorry, because I don't control that. I didn't create that. Okay, you got to take it over creator, how we were created. Okay, hair growth, any type of cells on your body does not transform in a day. It does not transform in a week. That's why commitment and consistency is very important when it comes to losing fat, when it comes to being healthier, healing yourself from a cancer, trying to grow your hair, like whatever it is that you're trying to do as it pertains to your body, which is why it's important to treat your tempo right from the get-go. All right. So you don't have to be doing all these things to make up for the choices that you have made with your body. Right. So it takes a while for that transformation to happen. So if you are bald, if you don't have hair on your edges, if you do not have hair at the top, and if you're thinning, if it's noticeably thin at the top, you are going bald. That means if I looked at your, hi, Darica, that looks like one of my subscription families. If I looked at your scalp with a microscope, I would see follicles that are closed up. There is nothing happening. There is nothing happening in those follicles. And if you're struggling with hair, I just want to throw this in. If you're struggling with anything with your hair, if your family is struggling anywhere with their scalp, their hair, if you guys need to know more, I highly encourage you to follow AK Hair Growth. Follow AK Hair Growth, because at some point we're going to be starting a weekly meetup, like frequently asked questions, like all of these questions that you guys have or that you're ignoring because don't nobody have the answer to. I'm going to be doing those every week, all right, on AK Hair Growth, okay? So I just wanted to throw that in there. So when you're bald, you got to give it some time. It's going to take your commitment. It's going to take some consistency, because you have to promote some cellular activity first. Now, after about 2 months, it just depends on what's the length of your follicle underneath your scalp and how long you've been on the products. At 2 months, this is why I say a year. So if you just joined me, and I was mentioning that if you're bald, you're going to have someone ask how long do you have to take the supplements or use the shampoo. And if you're bald, I say a year. I say a year because it's going to take 3 months before you see the hair. If you're bald and you haven't had any activity for years, all right? Now, once you start seeing some hair penetrate the scalp, and don't get me wrong, it could be sooner. I like to under promise and over deliver. So it could actually be a lot of people say it start coming in after a month. Now, that could be the case, or it could be that in those areas where the hair came in, the follicle wasn't all of the way dead yet. All right. Hi, Reese Productions. That's my son. I love when he hops on my live. Hi, son. How you doing? Your headshots turned out. He's an actor, you guys, so follow him. And your headshots turned out perfect. I'm gonna share it on the story with y'all. I have such a handsome son. I have 2 sons. They're so handsome, 19 and 15. But anyway, so I don't want you to get discouraged if you are bald, if you are thin. I don't want you to get discouraged after being on the product for a month. Okay, believe me, something is. Hi, Nahari. How you doing? How are you doing? So that was that's my son's friend, you guys. 012124.0. Hey, Nahari, tell your mama I said hey. Okay, so don't get discouraged if you're on the products and after a month you don't see this big change. I can assure you that something is happening. So it's never not happened. I'm gonna say that. It's never not happened. I don't have anyone that said, oh, I'm using a product and nothing happened. Science just does not lie, okay? It doesn't lie, all right? So if you start to take our supplements, it just has so much support in them. So if you're just now jumping in, I'm trying to help you guys here. I have over 12 products, over 5, 6, 7 bundles and systems that I can get on here and try to promote, right? I'm trying to give you the bare minimum. If you want change, if you want transformation, if your hair is thinning, if you're bald, if it's shedding a lot and you feel like you just get a sense that something is not right, like I don't feel like it's supposed to be shedding this much, because if you're losing it, it's going to affect the function of your hair and your scalp. It won't look the same. It won't act the same. At some point, you're going to be like, wow. And why wait until it gets that bad to try then to find a solution when the solution is here? So what's your guarantee? Some people ask, okay, guarantee, because I don't know your body, because I don't know what you're going through. The only reason why I cannot guarantee is because some of you guys may have scarring alopecia. I saw someone on here, somebody mentioned CCCA. A scarring alopecia is a permanent damage. That is it's the only alopecia, it's the only type of hair loss that nothing will reverse. Now, that is the only reason why I cannot, but will not guarantee, because I don't know you. I don't know what you're going through. I don't know your hair. I don't know your scalp. I don't know your diagnosis. I don't know anything. So I can't guarantee something that for you that, and I don't know your situation. I can't sit here and lie to you guys and say that if you had scarring alopecia, this is going to bust through. This is going to be like a hard, solid metal material that's going to bust through that follicle, bust through all that scarring tissue. I can't say that because that's not true. So because of that, I can't guarantee it. But I can guarantee that if you do not have scarring alopecia, that you're going to see results if you do not have scarring alopecia. But even if you do have scarring alopecia, let me tell y'all something. I had clients, and I'm talking about a lot of clients, a ton of clients. Oh, that's a good question. I'm going to answer that. What causes scarring alopecia? I've had a ton of clients who were diagnosed with scarring alopecia for a lot of it's very popular for black women to have CCCA, right? So, but I've had so many clients that the doctor said your hair is never coming in. And that hair came in after 20 years, 10 years, 20 years. I know some of the customers personally from when I was a kid and they didn't have hair. 5 years old, 10 years old, 15, no hair, no edges. And they became a client 20 years later, 20 years later. And they had hair, they got hair there. Using our products and doing some of our services. Hair. How? Now, that's why I became an American Medical Certified Trichologist. Because I was like, so a dermatologist, a doctor, told you that you had scarring alopecia and that you would never have hair there again. Now, this is what they don't know. This is what they don't know for those who think the doctors know everything. This is what they don't know. If you have an area, let's just say this area here, a baldness, right? Chrissy Chris, that's another customer. See, she got her hand up. She knows. She knows. If you have a bald spot like this, right? The dermatologist is going to take a dime-sized amount out of here, right? And do a biopsy. Even if the whole area is not scarred, they're still going to tell you, you got scarring. They don't say, oh, we observed about 25% of the follicles are scarred. And the other ones just look like they're being affected by those. They don't say that. They just say, you have scarring alopecia. And so you leave there helpless and hopeless, thinking that your hair is never going to come back. But what they don't tell you is that every follicle in that area is not scarred. That's what I learned. This is why it's important for your belief system to be unbreakable. Because my client came in and was like, the dermatologist said nothing, I can never grow hair there again. And I said, who said you can't grow that? Who said that? I am always the one that said, who said that? How do you know? How do you know if you haven't exhausted every possibility? How? Let's see. And I don't know her. I don't know what her body is going to do. It's my belief system that create the results. Your belief system create the potential for you to take the action, for you to get the results that you want. If you know what I'm saying. Let's jump into a mindset thing now, right? I was like, who said you can't have hair right there? Right? When I tell you, and it didn't even take long. It didn't even take long. 80% of her hair grew in an area where 20% where it had been gone for 20 years. And I know this person personally since when we were 10. And she didn't have the hair. This was gone. 80%. So one side was more like 80%. The other side is more like 65%. It was uneven on both sides and how much it grew in. But the fact is, it grew in when she was diagnosed with scarring alopecia and she was told that she would never have hair there again. What? That's when I learned that just because you have signs of scarring alopecia does not mean that the entire area is scarred. So I always usually ask, if you were to get 30%, 50%, 60%, 80% of your hair back there, would you try the products, right? I like to put it in your hands and just give you something to think about, because the reality is if you do nothing, you're going to gain nothing or have nothing. So if you're okay with having nothing at some point, then it's not worth for you to try it, right? But I'm going to tell you, you're not going to run into any products that has as much growth support in it as my products. You're not going to run into it. Nowhere. Nowhere. I can guarantee. Now that I can guarantee. Central fungal yep. Alopecia is a type of alopecia first noticed in African American women. Yes. It's highly diagnosed. So somebody asks, well, where does scarring alopecia come from? A lot of times it comes from relaxers. That's why they can pinpoint, they say African American women are the most diagnosed with CCCA. It's really only us that's diagnosed with that. It comes from some type of chemical burn. Chemical burn. It's just like if you guys got a burn on your body, if anybody on here has been burned by fire, your body is going to try to heal itself, but in the process, especially if you have connective tissue disorder or something going on with how your body forms tissue, it's going to have a malfunction there. And the keloid skin, just think about keloid skin. Think about keloid skin tissue being in the follicle. That's what that is. So no hair can come through there, unfortunately, right? So again, I will highly encourage those who do have CCCA to consider the possibility of a certain percentage of their hair coming back in, because it's all 100% of it is not scarred. 100% of it is not scarred. I don't believe it because I've never seen it. I've seen a lot of patients in my hair loss clinic, a lot of customers as a hair professional. I've seen I've helped thousands of women grow their hair in. And my products have helped thousands of men grow their hair in. I've never seen it to where nobody got any type of result. Never seen it. Never seen it. That is the power of DHT inhibitors. You're not going to find products that have DHT inhibitors because they're very expensive. They're very expensive because they're hard to get. They can't even be grown in certain type of climates. Okay, so you may find one, but one organic herbal DHT inhibitor is not enough to help you. It's not enough to create transformation in your hair. This has 11, and this is why I say get both. If you're on here and you're experiencing shedding, thinning, balding, comment supplement, comment support, comment support, comment supplement. I have a ton of systems, a ton of bundles, a ton of kids, 2 kids, 2 bundles. No, I have like 3 kids, 2 bundles, 2 systems, big systems. I can easily get on here and try to get you those. But some of the questions is, okay, this is what I'm experiencing. What can I start with? What can I start with? Or if economics is an issue for you, if financially you're kind of struggling, your budget is really tight, what can I do? What can I start with that will help me? That's my reason for jumping on these lives today, because I have consultations all the time. And do you know how many? I haven't had anyone yet who this has not helped. And I have a ton of customers. Obviously, I have an online business, right? But even with my consultations, my virtual consultations, every time they take the supplements, they get on a shampoo, or they may be doing other things as well. It's like, I've been struggling all this time to get this result. And then boom, here you go. And they always say priceless. Because some of my consultations, I got a consultation that's $500. And right now they say priceless. Priceless. What? But if you feel like you need more support with that, come in my subscription, $9.99 a month. $9.99. Ask me some questions. I be looking for y'all to ask questions. Sometimes in the forefront, I have over 40,000 plus followers. It's really hard to find you guys and really kind of commute with you guys. Somebody may ask a question. Oh, what product do I need? Well, what challenge are you struggling with? I don't know. I don't know. So I'm trained to probe you, to try to extract as much information as I can to give you not only just a product solution, because the truth of the matter is no matter what product you take, it's going to help you. Truth of the matter is really more about figuring out what in your lifestyle is not aligned with the results that you really want. That's why people pay me for a subscription. What in your lifestyle are you doing that's not aligning with your goals, with what you want? And sometimes we just need help and support on that journey. All right. So again, if you're just not hopping in, I said I wasn't going to be here on here long, but if you're just not hopping in, we talked about, my point here is that this does not have to be hard. Like growing your hair back in, getting it thicker, getting it longer. Like this is not something hard to do. Like in my eyes, it's so simple. It's so easy, right? Now, there's a lot of things that play a role in that. Your nutrition, your sleep, how you stress, your hydration. There's a lot of things that your illnesses and medication. There's a lot of things that play a role in the function of your scalp and your hair. Whole other topic. But the one thing I can assure you is that these two products are going to help you today. Now, when it comes to your lifestyle, it's more about sustaining the results that these products help you achieve. The supplements and my Growth Support Gentle Cleanser. The reason why they help you is because this is a very gentle shampoo. It doesn't have any harsh chemicals in it, but it has 11 organic DHT inhibitors in them. 11. That's going to remove your blockages, create some cellular activity. So if you're bald, going to create a hair strand so that it can grow underneath the scalp and grow out of the scalp. If you are shedding a lot, it's going to help keep your follicle connected to the source that's feeding it. You're shedding out because it's disconnecting from the source that's feeding it. That's why you're shedding. It's not holding on. There's a disconnection somewhere, okay? And this helps you to keep it connected. They both do. They both in support of helping you keep it connected. That's why you notice you're not going to shed as much. And if you're not shedding as much, you're going to be able to retain more length, more thickness. It's very simple. If you want more hair, if you want more thickness, if you want more length, you got to stop losing it. You got to stop losing so much hair. We lose a lot of hair. All right. And then the supplements have the vitamins and minerals that you need. The 8 organic DHT inhibitors that's going to remove the blockages, get some cellular activity going, keep your hair connected to the source so you can have a breakthrough in your thickness and your length, right? Or in your balding. If you're bald anywhere or everywhere, it could be the edges, it could be the top, it could be the back, it could be the crown, wherever. You need to start these ASAP if you want to see some change in your hair. Now, if you don't want to see change in your hair and transformation, then you don't even have to listen here, right? That is your choice. But if you want to see change in your hair, there is no product that's going to be able to do it like this will. I have searched everywhere. I found supplements that have Moringa complex. Remember, I talked about Moringa complex in my supplements, which help kind of regulate how fast your hair grows. Your hair is not growing fast because you have a sac underneath the follicle that regulates it with a bunch of dead, lazy, tired cells in them. That's why it's not growing that fast. But if you rejuvenated those cells, replaced those cells, you're going to notice a big difference in the rate in which your hair grows. So I found a supplement that has Moringa complex, but if you have a blockage, that's not going to help you. You got to have DHT inhibitors in your products. You have to. No way around it. You have to. Because a lot of us are struggling with genetic blockages. I have your shampoo and oil. Does the supplement has iron? Just trying to see if it helps with low iron a bit. Okay. All right. So great question. I was actually going to touch on that. These supplements do not have iron. Let me tell you why. It doesn't have iron, but it helps you absorb iron. All right. Because iron deficiency is a worldwide problem. And some of us, a lot of us are already diagnosed with anemia or low iron and are already taking iron pills. Too much iron can cause a problem. And so because we can't dictate or project who is getting the supplements that's already on iron, we kept it out, right? Because you can easily take iron. You can easily get iron from your food, like pumpkin seeds, like oatmeal, like spinach. Pumpkin seeds are like actually really, really good for iron. And so pumpkin seed extract we actually use in our products. But it does help your body absorb iron, because a lot of people feel like when you're low iron or when you're anemic, you think it's because you're not getting enough iron. But the doctor can prescribe you an iron pill, and guess what? It's not working. Why? Because it's not just about getting enough iron. It's about staying away from the foods that's blocking the iron absorption and eating the foods or the herbs or the vitamin, and taking the vitamins that's helping you to absorb the iron. It's a triangle issue. Why doctors don't talk about this? I have no clue. It doesn't, yes, vitamin C. Booyah. Somebody know that's on this live here. Who's that? Miko_05. Vitamin C helps you absorb iron. So if you're eating oatmeal, pair it with some strawberries. If you're eating a salad, put some mandarins on there. If you want to eat breakfast, eat you a mango before the breakfast. I think everybody should be having fruit before they put any dead food in their mouth. If you want high functioning scalp and hair, a high functioning body, then everybody needs to be putting fruit in their mouth before they put dead food. You need live food in your mouth before you eat dead food. Okay? I'm just saying. But if you did eat a mango 30 minutes before you ate your breakfast or something like that, it will help your body absorb. Now, if you're diabetic, mango is not good for you. If you pre-diabetic or diabetic, mango is not good for you. Pineapple is not good for you. Grapes, even a banana sometimes, but banana's kind of in the middle because it's high in insulin. Even though the fruit sugar is not, and it's not an unhealthy sugar because you don't even use your pancreas to digest it, right? But insulin is a very big issue that we don't know anything about. We don't know anything about insulin. Insulin is responsible for all of our diseases. Insulin, single-handedly, right? So if you're pre-diabetic or diabetic, you don't want to shoot your insulin level up really high. It's not good at all. So fruits like apples, pears, plum, peaches would be better for you. Even like an orange. So that's papaya, vitamin C. Papaya you get from vitamin C, or you get vitamin C from papaya or orange or something like that if we're talking about vitamin C. So that's a whole other issue. All right. Whole other topic. But so to answer that question, no, it does not have iron, but it does help your body absorb iron. So if you are already taking iron pill, that's the one mineral it does not have, because it could be dangerous if you already are taking iron pills and you don't know. It's just anything that's highly suspicious, that it takes more of me getting to know who you are and what you're doing in your lifestyle. I try not to even mess with it, right? So a lot of us are anemic, a lot of us are iron, a lot of us are already taking iron pill. But what you really need to pay attention to is not only the food that you're taking in for iron, or even if you're taking an iron pill. If you're drinking coffee, if you're drinking milk, you're blocking iron absorption. You're blocking iron absorption. So if you are iron, if you're anemic or you have an iron deficiency and you drink coffee every day, that's playing a role. Whole other topic, okay? It has done wonders for my hair. I'm ordering round number 3. Hey, who is that? Mikoni 7. Thank you for sharing that. Do you need to use a conditioner with the 2 products, or can you do without? You never want to do without conditioner. Let me tell y'all why. Okay? Shampoo opens up the outside layer of your hair strand. Conditioner closes that. That's the simple way. That's the simple It's a whole other topic, but the simple way to understand shampoo and conditioner, shampoo has a pH balance or level, alkalinic level, that opens up the outside layer of your hair strand so you can get some hydration. You can get some water inside of the hair strand. You can get some conditioner inside of the hair strand. But when you use the conditioner, it seals the cuticle. You want the cuticle sealed because if it's open, it's in harm's way. It handles heat differently. It handles product differently. It handles the debris differently. It handles sweat differently. It handles oil. It just, you increase the likelihood of breakage. So a lot of men surprisingly just use shampoo, or they'll use a shampoo conditioner mix, and there is no such thing as a shampoo and conditioner mix. You can't have, because the pH chemistry is two different things. And the function of it is two different things. So you can't add two polar opposite things into one thing. Like, then you're doing nothing, right? So, and always rinse conditioner with cooler water. Yes, because that helps lock the moisture in. It helps lock the hydration in. There's a difference between hydration and moisture. Hydration is your hair's ability to hold on to water on the inside of the hair strand. So when you rinse with cooler water, it really helps to seal the outside layer and really lock the hydration in. Very, very important. Good to know. Thank you. My pleasure. All right. So we talked about a lot. I said I wasn't going to be on here for long. I think I did pretty good. We probably had about 30 minutes. But comment, supplement, or support if you are experiencing thinning, shedding, balding, edges, the crown of your hair, the top of your hair, if you feel like it's thinner than the rest of it, if you feel like you're losing a lot of hair, even if you don't feel like you're losing a lot of hair, but you're not happy with the density of your hair, and you know it used to be thicker, comment, supplement, comment, support. 2 products. You still want to use conditioner. Now, we have conditioners. I get the question a lot, what 2 things can I, like, what 1 or 2 things can I use now? Maybe if somebody's on a tighter budget or something, they can't really afford the whole system. We have systems to attack everything, right? But a lot of people say, what can I use now? Like, if I want to get it started now, use something, what can I use that will work? Because, maybe budget is low. These actually got the most DHT inhibitors in them. We got a couple more products that have the most DHT inhibitor, but these are typically not outside of what you normally do anyway. You always shampoo your hair. You're always taking some kind of supplement or something extra. It's not too far out of reach as opposed to like something daily on the scalp or something like that, right? So, is there still hope if a hair strand fell out with the white bulb on the end? Yes, there is. Absolutely. So earlier we talked about the bulge, which is a sac underneath the scalp next to the follicle that regulates how fast your hair grows. But the bulb is where your hair growth begins. Your bulb is where your hair growth begins. So if a hair strand is coming out and it has the white bulb on it, that means that it disconnected from the source that's feeding it and it came out quickly. Sometimes it disconnects from the course and it just hangs in the follicle until we pull it out. In that case, the bulb kind of dissolves, right? Because it's really just product. But if it disconnects from the source and then it comes out rapidly, could be a little dangerous if you see a lot of those like that. But no need to fear. Abracadabra hair growth therapy is here, okay? Those type of issues can get resolved really fast, really easy. I just ask that if you're bald, anywhere, everywhere, you need to be a little bit more committed and persistent and consistent. Because it has to grow underneath the scalp first before it can penetrate the outside layer of the scalp. And I'm telling you, if you hold on and sit tight, you're going to be shocked. Because so many people say, I have not had hair in 5 years and 10 years, and I just can't believe that I have hair now. This is mind-blowing. It is mind-blowing. Very. Is there a product I should use for styling? My hair is dry. is there a product I should use for styling? When you guys say your hair is dry, I know you're asking this to somebody else. I don't know, you guys are chatting, but if your hair is dry, you got to really pay attention to your moisture cycle. Everybody has a moisture cycle. Everybody has a moisture cycle. Some people it's 3 days, some people's 4 days, some people's 5 days. Mine is around 4 days, 5 days. So what my moisture cycle is when you shampoo your hair, you can even do the best deep conditioner in the world. And when your hair dries up, all your hair is saying is the water is all evaporated. So as long as you have water inside the hair strand, outside the hair strand, your hair is going to feel a lot more soft, look a lot more shiny, and not feel so dry. But when the water evaporates, that's when you feel like, okay, my hair is dry. So the key is for retained moisture is to add leave-in conditioner or oil at some point or another to your shampoo and conditioning regimen when your shampoo, when the outside layer of your cuticles hair strand is open. Because hydration actually keeps your hair feeling moisturized longer. If water gets inside the hair strand, some of us are not even getting water inside the hair strand because we got too much buildup on the outside layer. It won't even open up. Now that's a whole nother topic. I've had tons of people who have come in that have scientifically viewed, microscopically viewed their hair after shampooing it, the cuticle did not lift. But and I'm gonna say this, a lot of those people did co-washing. Now, I'm not saying co-washing is bad. Co-washing could be good in the middle of shampoo, but to go months without shampooing your hair and just co-wash and use conditioner, dangerous. And some people see the danger quicker than others. So if somebody, it's been people that came to me and it's been a year since they've been co-washing, right? And I'm like, oh, my hair is great, my hair is great. They came back the second year, hair was gone. There's going to be a lot of people that try to teach you guys certain things. The reason why I know what I know, not just because I'm a nerd, all right? It's not because of that. It's because I have thousands of women that I've collected data from. Data. And if every scenario, like every possible scenario there is, to scalp issues, to hair issues, to thinning, to balding, to whatever it is, I've seen it all. And I have data, seen multiple people who experience multiple things, and I have paperwork to always filter through to find common denominators for certain things. And co-washing at one point, now that people know better now, to then go without just shampooing your hair. You have to shampoo your hair. You have to. All right. That's like taking a shower and not using soap. That's like washing your hands and not using soap. Think about that. Think about that. And at one point, this was a whole trend. Don't shampoo your hair. Don't shampoo your hair with harsh chemicals. And learn how to extend your moisture cycle. It's just that simple. All right. So, that's what Natural Hair Community was saying. Yep. All right, you guys. So hopefully, if you're just coming in, go back and watch the replay. I always post a replay. If you're joining us from over at AK Hair Growth, if you're not following AK Hair Growth, I would encourage you to follow that, especially if you're having any type of hair issues, or if you know someone having any type of hair issues, men, women, bald, thin, scalp issues, shedding, hair just not growing. Make sure you follow AK Hair Growth. Make sure you follow AK Hair Growth. Because we're going to be starting to do like weekly meetups and frequently asked questions. And you guys can get the answers that nobody's going to be able to give you. Not even your dermatologist, because they don't know. They don't know. Let me see. Let me tell y'all something. I follow Miss Abramfield because our academy speaks very highly of her. I also do my own research as a braider, so I can be the best I can for my clients. I love that, braider_bae. Thank you so much for sharing that. Thank you. And I hope you are getting a lot of value from here. So thank you so much for that. All right, you guys, thank you so much for joining us today. Comment supplement, get your growth support shampoo. Now we have another shampoo, but I would recommend that for maybe something else, like you have a scalp issue, dryness. It just really kind of depends. That is the last thing I'm gonna say. So the growth support shampoo, I would not say is the most moisturizing, right? But you don't necessarily need moisture from your shampoo. You don't. I've been using it. You don't necessarily need moisture from your shampoo. You just need your shampoo to open up the outside layer of your hair strands, and in this case, you need the shampoo to go down, penetrate your follicles, and remove what's blocking you from getting what you need for your hair to thrive and be optimal. Okay, so this is not going to give you a whole bunch of moisture, but our herbal treatment does. Our herbal treatment it has a ton of moisture in it. And it has 5 organic DHT inhibitors in there. But it's more so also for scalp function also. If you have excessive dandruff, excessive itchiness, psoriasis, dermatologists. And in some of those cases with those more aggressive hair issues, scalp issues like psoriasis, seborrheic dermatitis, gentle cleanser could be great for you too. So it just really just depends. It's about finding what works for you. I find that some people with more aggressive scalp issues like the gentle cleanser better because it doesn't have all of the plant extracts and the tea trees and the rosemaries and peppermint, stuff like that to really stimulate the scalp. Sometimes you don't want your scalp to be stimulated, especially if you already have some issues going on with the scalp. So in that case, the gentle cleanser will be better. So what is the difference between the silver and the black caps? No difference. No difference. If it just pay attention to the bottle. Pay attention to the bottle, white bottle or black bottle. So the caps, no difference. It could just be manufacturing. Ran out of one caps, had these. So, but that was a really good observation. Deep conditioning mask after shampoo. Absolutely. I would highly encourage you guys to I like you, braider, babe. I would highly encourage you guys to deep condition after shampooing. Every time, actually. And is it okay to always use clarifying shampoo? It is not always okay to use clarifying shampoo. I'm going to say, now, the reason why I would use clarifying shampoo is if you have a lot of product on your hair, like just a lot of buildup, a lot of creams. You've been packing on creams for weeks and weeks at a time, In that case, clarifying shampoo. But if you did use a clarifying shampoo, you just always make sure you follow up with a moisturizing shampoo. Don't go straight from a clarifying shampoo to a conditioner. Okay? Black soap is good as a natural clarifying. As a natural clarifying, yes. I use black soap on my body. I use oatmeal soap on my body. Those are good just to kind of clarify. Just kind of try to pull as much product off of your hair so that when you use the shampoo, it can actually open up your hair. What about scalp massages for hair growth? Scalp massages are great for blood stimulation, right? But if your follicle is blocked, it's not going to help you. It's just going to feel good. It's just going to be a nice massage. But if you have internal follicle blockages from DHT, our body's sensitivity to testosterone, which a lot of us have, and a lot of people don't put DHT inhibitors in their products, and I don't understand why, right? I don't get it. I really don't. But it is really good to support, yes. So if you're using our products with the ingredients that's actually going to help remove the blockages and you're massaging, magical. Because your follicle needs blood. It needs blood, all right? But if it's blocked, it's not going to get that. So if you unblock what's blocking it and it's able to get that, you're going to be really good. Yes, no clarifying shampoo. I'm not a big fan of clarifying shampoo. Only if you got a lot of buildup on your hair and you've been packing stuff on, grease, creams, and it's been a month that you haven't shampooed. That's the only reason why I would recommend it. But if you shampoo your hair weekly or bi-weekly and you're not packing all those cream-based products on your hair, there's no really need for clarifying shampoo. But if you do use it, make sure you follow up with a moisturizer because clarifying shampoos can dry your hair out. Why is this so common today? Clarifying? I don't know. I don't know why people would do that. Now again, you wanna make sure your follicles are open up. So if I had a client for the first time, I'm not behind the chair anymore. It's been 4 years, retired. But if I had a client that was coming in for the first time and we had a consultation, it's been a while, I don't know what's on her hair, I would probably clarify because I want to get everything that's on her hair off of it. I don't know what's on her hair. I need everything clear so that I can use my product. So what I use can work, right? But then it would just be that one time. So I don't know why clarifying is a really, really big thing unless you're in again, you're packing on a bunch of creams, a bunch of grease, a bunch of gel on your hair, and you're going a very long time without shampooing. What about chlorine from swimming? Ooh, that's good. That's good. What about it? I mean, because there's a lot of things we could talk about. Like we could talk about how, like my daughter is in swimming class right now. I put leave-in conditioner on her hair before getting into the pool. It's like a big thing. So that's something that can kind of like give a barrier to your hair. But you absolutely want to make sure that you are shampooing your hair. Basic shampoo can get chlorine off your hair, especially if you do it like right away. Just regular shampoo can get the chlorine off. But if you're just trying to find ways to not allow the chlorine to penetrate your hair as much, put something on your hair before going in. Testosterone. Okay, yeah, so if you're just now joining me, the whole live we have been talking about how important it is to have organic DHT inhibitors in your products, and they're not in products. They're not. You may find one. I think saw palmetto is a common DHT inhibitor, organic herbal DHT inhibitor that some people use that I've saw, but they only have one. You need more than one in order to stop your shedding, reverse your thinning so you can have thicker hair, help your hair grow past in the length that it always stops at, or help your hair grow in general. Like all of those things, one DHT inhibitor is not going to help you. That's why so many people are so unsatisfied with their products. That's why so many people just have given up. They don't believe people now. Y'all starting not to believe people now because everybody be like, oh, this is going to grow your hair. A simple oil is not going to grow your hair. It's not. It's not. Oh, one oil is not going to grow your hair. Especially if you're using shampoos and conditioner with harsh chemicals. So whatever you think the oil doing, you subtracting that as soon as you put a shampoo and conditioner with harsh chemicals in it. One oil, if you got blockages, one oil is not going to help you. If you have any type of DHT blockage, one oil is not going to help you. So we've been talking about our body sensitivity to a hormone called testosterone, where it blocks the follicle from getting blood, nutrients, oxygen, vitamins, minerals to that follicle. It blocks it. And the only thing that's going to remove it is organic DHT inhibitors. That's the only thing. And so a lot of people ask, where do I start? If they can't afford like a big system, this is where you start. You start with the shampoo and you start with the supplements. This is particularly the Growth Support Gentle Cleanser. And I chose this one because it has 11, or it's gentle, because I don't know what you're going through. So it's gentle. It's not going to, harm your hair in any type of way. Not that the other shampoo will, but some people can't handle like the peppermint, like the herbs and the essential oils in the herbal treatment. And that has 6 DHT inhibitors, but this one has 11. This single-handedly will change your life. It did. When I was testing it, I used this for 5 weeks. I used shampoo my hair weekly on this shampoo. At 5 weeks, that's when I started to notice, whoa. And then at the 5-week mark to the 7-week, get this, from the 5-week mark to the 7-week mark, when I was testing this out in the beginning, 2018, 17, I would, from the 5th week to the 7th week, so this particular time I went 2 weeks without shampoo in 2 weeks. I had my hair in a bun. I never took that hair out the bun, really. So you would think I would have a ton of shedding. Natural shedding, they say, is 50 to 150 strands a day. I don't think it's natural, because if your body was functioning high, you wouldn't have that much shedding. But normally you would have shedding. When I tell you I couldn't believe it. I could not believe it. I went 2 weeks with a bun. Natural hair, kinked up, all there was, if I had shedding, it wasn't gonna come out because it was so kinky and it was in a bun. So it should have came out when I shampooed and started combing it, right? When I say barely anything, at 7 weeks just with the shampoo. I have not used another shampoo since. Okay? That's just me though. That's just me. So, and then supplements, same thing. I got a recent story I'm actually going to put something out about this year, actually. I got to experience, there were a couple products, even the supplements, because I took the supplements before, or, you know, early on, especially in the beginning, like if I just noticed certain things, right? But not, there was a time where I really, really needed these supplements. And when I tell you, mind blowing, I'm going to talk a little bit, I'm going to open up a little bit more about it. I'm not ready right now. For my subscription family, yes. But magical. Literally. My follicle detox, I've recently moved to Bali. Hair was itching so bad. I never had that type of itching in my life, ever. I've used the follicle detox before, but I can honestly say I didn't appreciate it before. Now, so it's just been a beautiful experience for me to be one of you all who really struggle with something at one point in time and use my products. So if you're just not joining in, come back in. What's the difference between the caffeine growth shampoo and the regular growth shampoo? The caffeine one is, it just has more energetic properties to it. Really no difference. Really no difference. It really just has more energetic properties to it. That's it. It's pretty much the same shampoo. It just has more energetic properties to it for your cells. And I have been doing a lot of research. I have been doing a lot of research and been using it. I tested it out. A ton of people, the people that I've used it on, like, okay, I like it. And so I was like, okay, I'm push it to the public. Let's see. So it's one of the newer ones. But how do you know if you have DHT blockers? Oh, how do you know if DHT is blocking your follicles? One of the biggest ways you would know that is, I would say you shedding a lot. That's one of the biggest common signs, but you shed. That's something that can happen normally, right? I would say one of the biggest common signs of DHT present in your body is if your hair starts to feel thin at the top. If it's starting to feel thin at the top, that points to a huge genetic issue. If it just feels thin, like anywhere from the top to the crown, or even around here, because you got male pattern baldness and you got female pattern baldness, and that stems from high levels of DHT. You can always get tested as well. They do tests to test your DHT levels. But that's like the biggest sign. To answer that question. That was a really good question. So, okay, you guys, thank you so much. I am going to head out now. As always, I thank you guys for hopping on, because I know so much, and a lot of people are struggling, and behind the scenes I'm helping a lot. I mean, in front of the scenes and behind the scenes I'm helping a lot of people, but I feel like a lot of people are still missing a lot of things. And every time I get on a consultation with a customer and I do a follow-up, and they're like, oh my God, like all this time I've been doing this and it's working, like, and they're just in disbelief. It just really inspires me to hop on and just let you guys know, because it doesn't have to be hard. It doesn't have to be complicated. It doesn't have to, don't have to be helpless. You don't have to be hopeless. Like, there are people who are experiencing the same thing that you were experiencing and getting results with my products, right? And so on this live, I pretty much explain why and the importance of the products and what it actually does. So if you're just now jumping in, just go back and watch the replay. As always, peace, love, and blessings, you guys. I will be seeing you guys soon. Bye. I hop on live quite a bit. I didn't hop on live because of the election. Speaking of that, hopefully you guys, peace has settled. with the election. A lot of people were up. And make sure to follow AK Hair Growth. Can you link AK? Let me put AK Hair Growth right now in the chat. AK Hair Growth. AK Hair Growth. Did I do that right? AK Hair Growth. AK Hair Growth. Make sure you follow right now. Click on that and follow, because we're going to be doing establishing a day a week where we do frequently asked questions. I'm not going to be doing a presentation. I'm going to hop on and say, hey, what are you struggling with? What are you challenged with? How can I help you? Okay. AK Hair Growth. AK Hair Growth. Follow AK Hair Growth. All right. Bye, everybody.